So, let's talk about Gareth Bale. This guy was a total enigma, right? Capable of just pure genius on the pitch, winning the biggest trophies imaginable. But at the same time, he's one of the most controversial players of his era. So what's the real story? How good was he actually? Let's try and figure it out.
All right, let's just get straight into it. When you look at his career, it's like you're looking at two completely different players, two totally opposite stories playing out at the same time. In one corner, you've got the absolute legend. 5 Champions League titles, a world record transfer fee, and a knack for scoring some of the most jaw-dropping goals you'll ever see in the biggest games. But then, in the other corner, you've got the scapegoat, the guy they called the golfer because people thought he just didn't care. The player who publicly feuded with his legendary manager. It's a lot.
So, to really get a grip on the legends side of things, we gotta go back to the beginning, to see how this skinny young defender turned into an absolute force of nature.
He actually started out as a left-back, can you believe it? Made his debut at just 16. But then he moves to Tottenham, and his manager, Harry Redknapp, has this moment of genius. He pushes him up the field, converts him to a winger, and, well, everything changed. He became an absolute terror for defenders.
And if there was one moment that announced his arrival to the world, it was this. He's just 21 years old, and he goes out and single-handedly tears apart Inter Milan, the defending champions of Europe, by the way, with an insane hat trick. That was it. The Welsh Cyclone had arrived.
Performances like that, they get you noticed. He ends up moving to Real Madrid for a world record fee. And it's here that he really carves out his unique legacy. See, it wasn't about being brilliant week in, week out for him. It was about showing up with pure, unadulterated magic when it mattered most.
Okay, Exhibit A, the Copa del Rey final against their biggest rivals, Barcelona. Just watch this. He gets pushed off the field, runs around the defender off the pitch, and still manages to score this unbelievable solo winner. Who does that?
And he kept doing it. Fast forward to the 2014 Champions League final against their crosstown rivals, Atletico Madrid. The game's on a knight's edge, it's extra time, and who pops up with the header to put them ahead? Of course it's him.
And then there's this. Come on, the 2018 Champions League final. He's been on the pitch for 2 minutes as a substitute, and he pulls off maybe the greatest goal in the history of the competition, an overhead kick in a final. It's just ridiculous.
And here's the thing. These weren't just pretty goals, They were game changers. They were trophy winners. These moments directly led to him winning an absolutely staggering 5 Champions League titles with Madrid.
But, and this is the huge but of his career, here's where the paradox kicks in. Despite all that success, all those trophies, his relationship with the club, with the fans, with the media, it just completely crumbled.
And it wasn't just behind-the-scenes drama. It spilled out into the open when the manager, the legendary Zinedine Zidane, just came out and said this to the media. He basically told the whole world he wanted one of his star players gone. It was pretty shocking.
And it all came to a head with this moment. After helping Wales qualify for a major tournament, he celebrates with this banner that says Wales, Golf, Madrid, in that order. You can probably imagine how that went down in Madrid. The fans and the press, they were furious.
So where does that leave us? How do you even begin to sum up a career like that? It seems like his legacy isn't about the number of games he played or his season-by-season stats. It's all about a collection of unbelievable moments, a highlight reel that almost no one else in history can match.
And you know what? He kept delivering those moments right up until the very end of his career. He took his beloved Wales to their first World Cup in over 60 years, and then in the US, he scores a game-tying goal in the 128th minute to help his team win a title. It's just what he did.
So that kind of leaves us with one final question, doesn't it? Look, other players were probably more consistent. They scored more goals, maybe won more individual awards, but when it was all on the line, when your team needed one single spectacular moment of magic to win, was there ever anyone better than Gareth Bale?
Lights on, game on, SVO mode. Turn the volume up, let the stadium explode. Yeah, let's go. Late night kickoff, screens glowing bright. Dreams on the pitch under floodlight skies. From the streets to the champs, same hunger, same grind. One goal, one chance, yeah, we living that life. Boots laced tight, no fear in the eyes. Last minute drama, heartbeats rise. From La Liga nights to the Prem League war. When the whistle blows, we just want more. No sleep, just vibes. Replay that goal. From the curve of the ball to the back of the net. Oh, sports vibes only. Feel it in your soul. From kickoff to the trophy. Yeah, we lose.